to the Swamp, home of the Florida Gators, and we've long been told it is here that only the Gators get out alive. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Gators will kick it. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Wolverines offense will get the first crack at it here. And this big fella can beat you in a number of different ways in the passing game, David.
Yeah, so much fun to have a guy that I can rely on, that can beat guys over the middle of the field, that can beat man-to-man coverage. This guy's the ultimate weapon.
And I love that this guy has an awesome catch radius. You don't have to be perfect as a quarterback when you throw to him. He can make you look good.
And the Wolverines in the hurry-up. People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
Definitely extra juice. The best two conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks about these being the power brokers and deciding the future of college football. So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David. You're right. I think it's something...
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. You see a Gator bringing the heat like that, you think about Derek Harvey, who was the MVP of the national championship game in '06.
And Alex Brown and Javon Curse, they had a long list of...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down. The Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Florida's offense will go to work for the first time today. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
And just does such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
This quarterback part of their running game. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward, schematic.
In college football, you see this a ton now. You use a quick passing game, basically as the running game. Get a few yards, get your offense ahead of the sticks, keeps it on pace for success.
Makes his connection. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Unleashes one deep. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one.
Oh, the offense just not able to come up with that. You knew that was going to be a bang-bang play, right? They're taking a shot into the end zone. That's going to have to meet a contested catch on the back end, but he wasn't able to come up with it because of the hit.
They were really starting to put a drive together, but after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Working that left side now. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Fast motion from the offense. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run up to the kick.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
They'll give it to him again. At the 45, on his way. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, it was explosive, but shoot, Reese could have run through that hole. I mean, it was wide open. He didn't have to break anybody's ankles. He didn't have to run through tackles. I mean, just great blocking up front and horrible, horrible defense.
The sure hands, it's Ivory. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And the Wolverines headed quickly to the line. Using the quick game. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. He's looking to throw it. Takes a hit as he fires. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
Perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
Wow, what a play. We're going to need to see that again to make sure he makes this catch and gets the foot in bounds. That was a great acrobatic play, understanding where you're at on the field to make that big catch.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it back looking for help. And the returner will be brought down. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Johnson wants to throw it. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He'll pull it down and run. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play.
There's nothing more annoying defensively than this. You got a guy bottled up, great coverage, boom. He escapes out of it, pulls a rabbit out of a hat. Next thing you know, he scrambles, gets a first down. Now I got a new set of problems I got to deal with.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, just keeps firing. Lost one deep down the right side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offense finds a way to come back to some of those deep balls.
And that's a gut punch, especially if you're the offensive coordinator, because that was sort of a foreign look, the pre-snap motion, a timing play, trying to get the receiver the football quickly. You're expecting to outflank the defense, but give the defense a ton of credit. They made the bigger play, and now they've set you up in a fourth down.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in.
All kinds of running room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
How about the left side of the line getting off the ball, creating some holes for that running back to get through, make the big play on the handoff to the left.
When something works that well, you might as well go right back to it. I mean, they showed no indication that they could stop it. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Wolverines!
This offense is high octane, boy, and you just saw it. Not a lot of time needed for them to go all the way and score 6. Well done.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, Phyllis, here's a final update on a top 15 clash. LSU delivered the type of thrashing generally reserved for homecoming games in Baton Rouge. Thing is, this was a road victory, and a win like this is going to resonate throughout the SEC. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Johnson looking to throw. A little screen to the running back. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Gators come to the line in the hurry up.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You can tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
No gain on first down after the incompletion. Now, 2nd and 10 from the 40. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They almost got a first down there. Stopped a yard short. It'll be 3rd down. Tempo in overdrive. They'll try to power their way ahead. And the Gators pick up the first down.
Not sexy at all, right? Just hand the ball to the running back. Could I pull it? Yeah, but I want to get that first down. Nice job understanding the situation of the game, going and getting the first down, and getting a fresh set of downs.
He lost one down the sideline. He caught it, and he will score! extra point was good, and we're all tied up here in the second. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking to throw, it's Pollard. They're bringing heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. The Wolverines send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He's got great speed. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down. He's looking to pass. Fires one high and deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on second down. The third down's coming up.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, he has to throw for it. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. 3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He wants to go deep. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. Fires the pass, intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not.
Intercepted. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida!
And the free safety roaming the middle of the field, you could see just reading the quarterback's eyes. And how about the break on the football, taking a great angle to pick it off and then do some damage and make the big play for this defense to score some points.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
We've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quick that you can go to.
There's a timeout call as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Finds his big tight end. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down to 41. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Moves around to clear up the vision. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hit. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. Back to pass. It's Pollard. Grabs it in the middle. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. And it's right down the boulevard. There is a flag on the play. Now, if this is on the defense, it might not change that much. Offense has already made the long field goal. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. They'll throw it on first down. Lofts one high and deep. Snags it on the right. They finally get him stopped. Man, oh man, did he almost make a play to end this half, but stopped on a touchdown-saving tackle. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. What a scene there in Gainesville. What a fine college football game we've got. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to our men in the swamp.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Using his feet to buy time. Slips it, and the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
And the defensive coordinator was really pleased with his unit after registering 3 sacks last week. He wanted to add a few more wrinkles in their blitz packages to see if they could build on that in this game. So far, they hadn't gotten to the QB until that last play just now. Now let's find out if they can crank up the heat.
The Gators decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Looking to move it through the air. Escapes trouble. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. He was lurking, waiting for his opportunity, and like a gator in the swamp, he went into the roll and got that quarterback.
They did. I tell you what, when you want to be dominant in this league, if Florida wants to get back to being a dominant team, it's got to be guys like this in the trenches dominating football games.
The Wolverines want to move quickly. On third down, going up top. They've got the screen set up. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. And the Wolverines line up to punt it away. punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Johnson wants to throw it. He's going to take off. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a fourth down.
Yeah, he was able to make one guy miss, but he had to make two in order to pick up that first down. It was a nice individual effort, just not enough.
And the offense stays on the field on 4th and 1. I'm not sure they're just trying to make the defense jump. I believe they think they can get it. He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Gators! The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Georgia Tech will need to mount a comeback, but those fans that were there when Calvin Johnson was a two-time All-American know this game is not over. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to USC.
He wastes no time and comes out throwing.
We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Breaks the tackle. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Oh, that slithered right through his fingers and would have been his second interception of the game. Instead, it's 4th down. The Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
It's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Got open on the post and then had no regard for his body in making that catch.
Exactly right. You know you're going to get hit a lot of times coming over the middle of the field, but he runs that post.
Looking deep down the right side. Hits him in stride of the 10. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. Another touchdown for this guy, and he's starting to get in a groove the way Terry Dean did when he set the single-game record with 7 touchdowns.
Another one. I mean, just putting up stats. This guy's finding the end zone, and he can do it all. Just showing it off left and right. When you play in such a physical league like the SEC, but you got a guy like this that can get an extra first down and really keep those chains moving and score big plays and big touchdowns, good luck stopping him.
They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24. And the Wolverines will hustle to the line. To the air. It's Pollard. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. Can't find his Man, as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's looking for a man on second down. Trying to burn this defensive back. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a fifth. Finds his man down the middle. Can anyone catch him? And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Michigan.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Gators sending the offense back to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Quarterback empties his backfield. Johnson looking to throw. Going to try to get it himself. Across the 25, he's got room. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. First down to start the drive after the break. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Wants to throw on first down. The quick out. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Fires to the wideout. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. And now on second down for this offense. Now the play fake. Coming, and he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. Back to throw. It's Pollock. Unloads to the wideout. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverine. Well, how about that? And after that touchdown, we might have a finish after all, Jesse.
I love it, Reese. And this team is not quitting. Yeah, they're down on the scoreboard right now, but they are clawing and they are scratching their way back in this game. They're going to keep going hard until...
And the quarterback is sacked. Big play by the defense that is probably going to be wiped out by that penalty flag. I think they jumped offside. Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive and the turnover, not what you're looking for when you have the lead, Jesse.
Yeah, and really, I think for them, it's just staying out of their own way. They're making plays. They've got the playmakers to go and win this game, so it's just a matter of executing better, Dave.
Executing better, understanding I still got the lead. Put a drive together here and build on that lead.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. Unloads it left. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
And I tell you what, we've kind of gotten to the point where we expect QBs to be robots and just never to miss and always put it right on the face mask or right on the numbers. And right there, you could tell he just missed a little bit off, and I guarantee he's tapping his helmet saying, hey, that's my bad.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
He lobs one high down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup.
That was such a risky call. With the lead late in the game, to go for it on fourth down, that could have been disaster if they don't get it. But with the conversion, now the question, is that enough to ice this thing and win the game?
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Johnson wants to throw it. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Unleashes one. He makes a catch. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
And that running back essentially just did everything right. Not only did he rip off a 9-yard run with the lead late in the game, but he stayed in bounds. He had the awareness that if I stay in bounds, the clock keeps running, and it increases our chances of winning this game.
It's so nice to be an offense on second down in short yardage situations. Why? I can take shots. If I want to, I can just act like I'm going to run to try to get the first down, take a deep shot down the field. I can run the football. The whole playbook is open to my disposal.
So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gator! They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Snags it over the middle. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock, that is at a premium for this offense.
Feeling some heat. And the freshman will chalk up a sack. The Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. And you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a first down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. To the air, it's Pollock. He finds his man. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. And the Wolverines are on the move.
Yeah, And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to...
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. The Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Got it set up on the outside. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Fires toward the end zone. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Gators sending the offense back to work. So we've got a tight spot here, David. They'd love to run out the clock, but all those timeouts staring at them.
Yeah, they got 3 timeouts on defense, but I know a first down ends this football game. So I got to get my guys physical, ready to roll.
Yeah, because you know this defense is going to be playing the run. They're going to be loading the box, trying to get tackles, using their timeouts to get the football back. So this is going to come down to who's better in the trenches.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Lost one deep down the right side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Pocket starts to collapse. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. On 2nd down, looking to throw. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play.
Another sack. This quarterback group, not this quarterback, this one, because you're already on quarterback number 2. Taking a lot of hits today. Got to keep these guys upright. Got to protect them. This offensive line has to do a better job.
Might be looking to run. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. The Gators want to crank the tempo. He'll keep it on the draw. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And Artie, it's completely changed the game. Like now it's 11-on-11 football. The quarterback used to hand it off and stand there and watch the play. Now he's very much involved in the play. He's running the football so much. Even when he's not, he's making somebody go with him and cover him. So the quarterback scrambling, the quarterback running has completely changed the way people play defense.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Pressure coming. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th.
And, man, it can be dangerous when quarterbacks get outside the pocket. They can stress your defense so bad. You better chase them. You got to keep running as hard as you can and try to get to him before he can throw that football, especially square those shoulders up. Nice job by the defense continuing to pursue, even though he got outside the pocket.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.